cuts back inside. He's going for a touchdown. Yes, on the board. Got it. And that is a touchdown, Rowlett. Back, he's headed towards the end zone. Touchdown.
Sights and sounds of Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland, where tonight we're set to bring you another edition of Garland ISD football here on GRS TV. Hi again, everybody. Scott Powell, Bobby George, your usual Thursday night crew, as well as all the rest of the crew here at GRS TV. We're glad you're with us. Interesting matchup. This game could go a long way toward helping to determine the playoff spots in District 10-6A. North Garland will be the underdog coming in. They're 1-3 in district play, 2-6 on the year. Lakeview, they're tied for 5th place, by the way. Lakeview Centennial's tied for 3rd place at 2-1 and 3-4. North Garland's got to have a win tonight, Bobby, in order to stay in the playoff hunt and maybe sneak into that 4th spot. Lakeview can pretty much clinch with a win.
They can clinch, and it would also almost clinch the whole entire district. You would see Saxe, Rowlett, Naaman, Lakeview. Those would be your main 4 that are probably going to get in if Lakeview wins tonight. Now, Saxe and Rowlett will play next week and that, or tomorrow night, and that will really determine how things go and will turn out. But tonight, Lakeview could basically clinch their spot. North Garland, they really need to fight this one to get in it.
Cold front's coming. It won't be here till after midnight, so we'll just have a strong southerly breeze instead of a cold northerly breeze, as the opening kickoff by North Garland will be a touchback into the corner of the end zone. Lakeview Centennial go left to right into that wind, and Bobby, as we were talking about earlier tonight, it's a lot windier on that end of the field down here to the left where Lakeview will snap. First of all, by the way, it looks like we've got a penalty and they're going to re-kick it. But anyway, remember that when they're down to the left down here on the north end, whoever's going on offense is going to go into a stiff breeze. Actually, they're going to start at the 25-yard line. Lakeview in their blue tops, gold helmets, and gold pants as you look on there, and North Garland in their road white tops, black pants, black and red helmets. 1st and 10 Lakeview. That's Jalen Jones, number 7, under center, hands it to Darius Herford, who spins at the line of scrimmage but got 3 yards up the middle to the 28.
Yeah, Jalen Jones. Now, you just mentioned it. He's 44 completions on 73 attempts, 60% on the year, 527 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a stingy 1 interception. And they love to use Darius Herford as their running back, Mariko Sneed. Both of those guys, 82 attempts and 75 attempts, both basically run the ball almost every time they hand it off.
Quick out pass, Jones caught by West, puts a move on a defender, has got a first down and much more. Can he get a block downfield?
No flags.
He cuts the defenders, he's going to go the distance. Touchdown, Zakamian Smith, touchdown Lakeview, but there is a penalty back at the 40.
Sure thing, I was looking for that. I didn't see the flag, and it was really an unnecessary block right there at the 40-yard line.
Way away from the play. You hate to see that. Totally unnecessary pop, probably behind the play. Of course, as quickly as West got downfield, everything's behind the play.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't need any help. I mean, he's got the speed to get there on his own, and boy, you get somebody leveled in the back, and it's all coming back.
And they're going to mark it, though, from the 44. He got a lot of that yardage.
Still, first down.
He'll get yardage to the 44 of North Garland, then they march it 15 back from there, actually the 40 to the 45. So Lakeview gets a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 at their own 45 after the mark
right
off.
There, boom, just hits him square in the back.
Reginald Osborne, the referee tonight, umpire Bernard Johnson, John Smith, the head linesman, line judge Daryl Cardell. Here is a handoff around the right end, and that's the freshman Kamar Wheaton, who ran out of real estate at the 48 for a gain of 3. Good job by North Garland to string out the freshman who's been impressive here and there offensively.
Yeah, Hudson able to stay outside, play containment right there, able to just string it out. And no yards for that. Hudson does a great job defensively there.
James Osborne, the field judge, side judge Edmund Underwood, and the back judge Scott Sutherland, all out of the Dallas Officials Association. 2nd and 7, Lakeview from their own 48. Handoff, looking for somewhere to go, and actually standing up and getting all he can. A pretty good gain out of nothing to the 49 for Tadarius Herford. 3rd down and 4 coming for Lakeview.
Yeah, I believe he picks up 3 or 4 yards of just man pushing with his legs right there. He was wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and just keeps driving those legs.
Top receivers for Lakeview, you'll look for these guys. West, who just returned that kickoff despite the penalty, 21 for 326, 15.5 a catch. The leader for Lakeview, Haro Miranda, Emmanuel Haro Miranda, 24 for 341. That's 14.5 a catch and a touchdown.
He can go get it.
Trey Porter, you might look for him. He's a taller receiver. Here's another pass. Little tunnel screen caught by West. Oh, he was tripped up, or he might have gone much further with that speed that we saw in the opening kickoff. Nice open field.
Same play there, same exact play. They throw it to the left side instead of the right side. They spread the defense out, and it's basically one man to beat. And you got number 1 right there, was able to do it. Caleb Ferguson there, he was able to save that touchdown.
Herford takes the handoff, tried to cut it up the sideline, but he was tackled, swung around, and thrown to the ground before he could reach the sideline. Another good open field tackle. A very impressive tackling so far from North Garland. Cameron Barrett made that one. It'll go for a 5-yard gain to the 37. Outside runs are working well so far for Lakeview Centennial. Defensively, well, let me mention some team offense. They averaged 27 points. Very good on the ground. 206 a game, 137 through the air. Here's Jones rolling in trouble and hit it down. That'll be a sack. Again, Barrett with his 2nd consecutive tackle for North Garland.
Yeah, awesome job of stringing it out. Now, that's the 2nd time on the outside they've been able to contain that outside and beat that offensive guard tackle, and they've been able to get upfield and string those plays out. And this time, Garrett's able to make a great sack right there. Now it makes it 3rd and long, makes it very difficult for Lakeview to be able to convert.
A sack on 2nd down is never good. 3rd and 14, although it could be 4-down territory into this wind. Jones in shotgun, 3 receivers right. He's looking right, has time, steps up, throws it down this near side. Porter catches it inside the 10, looking for the end zone. Oh, he gets it. Touchdown, Lakeview Centennial. Trey Porter.
Just uses straight up strength. Just was not able to pull him down. And now I tell you, that offensive line gives him so much time to throw this ball that he is able to stay back in the pocket. Then he moves up in the pocket, and by that time, that out and up is able to develop. And he just is able to just get right behind the defender. And boy, the strength just to drive that ball all the way to the end zone. Incredible.
7-play, 44-yard drive on the first possession of the game. Lakeview takes the early lead. Osorio with the extra point, and that is Darian Osorio. Lakeview Centennial 7, North Garland nothing. 8-11 first quarter. Back in a moment here on GRS TV. We're back. There's Trey Porter, the back of Trey Porter, who just caught a touchdown pass, a lot of it on his own as he went the final 15 with a defender hanging on his back. 7-0 Lakeview. Now here's what we'll see out of North Garland offensively. An offense averages 25 points. They're good through the air, and they got the wind here in the first quarter, averaging 205 a game through the air, 315 total, against a pass defense from Lakeview that is 9th in the area, giving up 106 a game. But they give up 255 a game on the ground.
Yeah,
that's a lot of why they don't give up much through the air, Bobby.
That's right.
And 36 points Lakeview gives up a game, so that's going to be an interesting matchup. We're going to see it here real soon. John Aguilera is the quarterback. He averages 28 passes a game, 201 yards a game through the air. It's a very short kick, caught. We're going to get a penalty marker, maybe interference here, as they didn't give the return man much of a cushion there. Catching the football was number 12, Raphael Ellis.
Yeah, Aguilera's got 1,600 yards on the year, 15 touchdowns. So he's pretty efficient. He's able to throw the ball a lot. Now, they're going with the wind, so we'll see if they're going to open it up. You know, it's going to be the drives of the quarter. If they're going against the wind, it's going to be really tough for Aguilera to throw that ball.
Aguilera.
But with the wind, man, he could really air it out now.
Yeah, we're going to see what he can do with that wind right here. He's 4th in the area in passing yards. Jason Looper, his top receiver, is 5th in the area. 43 catches, over 700 yards, 16.8, and 8 touchdowns. Very significant. Jaden Jones, 30 catches, 317. That'd be a leader on a lot of teams. More of a possession receiver at 10.5 a catch. Cameron Barrett, 18 for 163. Nick Matthews, 11 for 133. They got 4 guys in double digits receptions on the year, so he's got plenty of targets. Yeah,
they'll spread it out. They'll put 2 wide on each side, so they'll have 4 receivers out there, and they'll throw that little quick pass, that little 2-yard turnaround, and let one guy block and another guy take off.
Against the kicking team, 15 yards from the end of the catch. First down.
So like Lakeview Centennial, penalty early will give them good field position to start out. We're going to add 15 to this field position, which is put it just shy of midfield.
Penalty goes against Lakeview Centennial.
Umpire wondering where to put the ball down. But anyway, the running game's led by Trey Taylor, 510 yards. 60% of their carries, though, rushing, go to Taylor. So look for number 3 to carry it tonight. 5 touchdowns. Emmanuel Wawiki has just 160 yards and 4 touchdowns.
The thing is, he's only 5'8", 140 pounds. So to have carried the ball 135 times for somebody that size, I mean, he's got a lot of heart.
Boy, he looks small, too, out there. He's got pretty good speed. He's kind of a slashing runner. It's 3rd time I've seen North Garland this year. Love these uniforms, Bobby. Even the white and black for North Garland, very slick look.
Oh, he's
tonight.
right up the middle, right off the bat.
Anybody can run if you open that kind of a hole, and he's all the way down to the 25. Now they're going to mark him at the 23 on first down. That's 28 yards on play number 1.
Nice job. Like this, look at that blocking right there. Both guys get turns their guys in, and the hole just develops straight up the middle. And the linebackers they were taking off to the outside to help on the pass. It just opened it right up. Same play. He's going to bounce it out this time.
Once again,
Taylor cuts it up, spins. He's got a first down. We got a penalty marker, though, trailing the play.
Oh, boy.
This could be an illegal block. Maybe some kind of
holding, probably by the receiver, probably.
Maybe an illegal grab.
Holding.
No, you got it. Holding.
On the offense.
It's hard for those receivers to basically hold that block that long. When they initially block, but then when they bounce out and the ball and the play continues for so long, it's really hard for them to stay right there on that block that long. And you see him right there as the film goes by. Yeah, you know, you can see it.
Jason Looper, the wide receiver over there, their leading receiver, having to do some blocking. It looks like he got some jersey on the cornerback over there. It'll be a spot mark off. So in other words, they're going to give him a couple of yards and move it back to the 30. So what you'll have is a 1st and 17 coming.
Yep, it's a holding is a spot foul. We always see it at the line of scrimmage. That's why you see it's 10 yards from line of scrimmage. But when it's out there, it is a spot foul.
The negative of all this, the flags are flying here early. I'd like to cut back on those as we go along. A 5-receiver set, empty gun here for Aguilera as he looks to the sideline for a change in plays. Looks over a 4-man front. Kind of open up the middle, no free safety as they've got that field really spread with the receivers. Aguilera, plenty of time. Steps into a pass over.
Oh my goodness!
The goal line touchdown.
What a beautiful pass and a beautiful catch. Man, that is beautiful. Cameron Barrett going up tall. And that ball was just laid right there in the middle of all those defenders. Look at this. Triple covered.
What hands. And Barrett, that is his first touchdown pass reception of the year and on his 19th catch. I'm sure he'd love to get into the end zone.
Wow. And there we go. You see the wind helping him out a little bit. I mean, he threw that ball from the 30-yard line. Beautiful on a rope.
Might be able to hear that North Garland band across the way. They're over there in the east stands. The extra point by Videz. Carlos, it's good. And we've got what looks to be a pretty entertaining ball game here tonight. 7:07 first quarter. We're off to a good start. North Garland now 7, Lakeview Centennial 7 on GRS TV. North Garland goes 50 yards on their first possession. Did it in just 3 plays, although a lot of it a 30-yard catch at the goal line by Cameron Barrett for the 6 points, and we're tied at 7. Good start here on a Thursday night at Homer B. Johnson. Playoff implications. North Garland's got to win to stay in the hunt. Lakeview could clinch with a win tonight, and a lot of this district could be decided if everything goes according to plan, but North Garland would be not going against plan if they could pull the upset tonight.
Oh, that's right. That's what they're planning on doing. That was a great drive. 50 yards right there with 3 plays.
Worm burner kickoff. Alert all worms as we got a return, pretty good return on a low kick all the way across the 35.
Pretty safe kick. They don't want Lakeview to get the ball into their speed guys and just break one real quick. They want that momentum that they just got with that touchdown to carry over to their defense. So just a nice safe kick right there and make Lakeview drive the length of the field.
We already got 151 yards of offense combined, and we've only played 5 minutes, so this could be an offensive showcase tonight. 2 defenses that are, the offenses are the strengths of these 2 teams. Nice way of putting
he's
it.
outside.
Sweep right. He's cut it up, and he's got big yardage. He'll cross the 50 and be knocked out at the 49-yard line. Good blocking. So far, Lakeview running it wide, and mainly because they tend to have the speed advantage, Bobby, it looks like.
Yeah, they do, but, North Garland's been doing a great job of stopping them. They got the sack a few minutes ago on the last drive, and they've really not let anything get outside of them. That's the first time they've had a real breakaway run.
Gain of 16 for the freshman Wheaton, who is still in there. Here's a fake handoff. Jones will keep it. He's in trouble, but gets loose.
Loss.
Boy, that could have been a huge loss, and he got 4 yards out of that. Give a lot of credit to the quarterback, Jalen Jones, on that one.
You got to give a lot of credit to Julius Reed, number 65, 235-pound, 6-foot offensive lineman right here. Boom, he just clears 3 guys out right there.
I think that's a pancake, isn't it?
3 of them, and Jones is able to break loose to get 4 yards.
Pancake with some syrup there, Bobby. That was a nice block. Beautiful. Good job by the GRS crew to come up with that replay. Jones, quarterback draw. He'll be a little short of the first down as he surges out to the 42. 3rd and short, very manageable 3rd and 2 in 4-down territory for Lakeview.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want to be 3rd and short. That way you can run the ball or throw the ball, do whatever you want. And it keeps the defense, guessing. They can't load up in the box, or they can't do. You can just do whatever you want to do at 3rd and short. That's
almost
perfect situation.
a free play the way they're moving the ball here on 3rd and short. They need 3 though, not 2, as they'll need the 39, and right now they're at the 42. 3 receivers set. They spread the field. Couple of backs. Whistles will kill the play as Wheaton took the handoff. This could be all of a sudden 3rd and 8 instead of 33, which is a whole different ball game. Nope. Timeout.
He gets a timeout.
Why don't we take a break? 5:39 first half. We're tied at 7.
First timeout of the first half.
As soon as Mr. Osborne's done, and he is, tied at 7 here between Lakeview Centennial and North Garland on GRS TV. As you see, members of that Lakeview Centennial band, we got a big play coming on 3rd and 3 Lakeview at the North Garland 42, tied at 7, looking to break the tie. Play action, he's hit as he throws, and are they going to call that a fumble? Nope. Incompletion, as all the officials agree. It'll be 4th and 3 coming. Jones had no chance in the pocket there. So they're way out of field goal range, so you either punt or you go, and I guess they're going to shoot for the coffin corner with a punt here.
Well, I tell you, it goes from 2nd and 3 to 4th and 3 really quick. I mean, that's just a great job by the North Garland defense. Be able to put a lot of pressure on him, not let him even get a 3-yard pass out of there. And boy, that changes it up. Now, you know, this is that area where you think, well, maybe you could go for it. You know, it's 2-down territory here.
Only needing 3. I'd almost go for this, but then again, that's why I'm up here. Herrera with a pretty good punt. Just looking to get it down deep, and he did a pretty good job. They'll mark it at the 12-yard line, so North Garland will be backed up on their second possession.
Yeah, very smart play to go ahead and punt that ball out there and switch the field position right now. Now you got to make North Garland drive the whole length of the field and put your defense out there. You trust these guys. They've been doing a great job all year. And let's see what these big defensive linemen can do. They got to put some pressure on there and be able to stop, you know, that running game that North Garland has. So
here come the Raiders from the sideline with the play call. I think it's boy, this call could go either way, Bobby. Watch the great job by the crew. What would you call that, Mr. Referee?
I don't know, but
I'll
let the referee call it.
I'm glad I didn't have to call it. Here's a handoff to Taylor.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
A huge hole up the middle. And he'll be tripped up, or that could have gone the distance. And a good open field trip. Garnett Burke.
Yeah, he saves one right there. Well, you know, that's the second time that North Garland has been able to split that defensive line and go for long yardage.
You know, there's an old saying in the NFL when Tony Dorsett plays that he hits a hole like a bat out of blank, and Mr. Taylor can hit a hole pretty quickly too. He's got great quickness. Now here's the backup running back, Walwiki, who gets a handoff. I guess I want to give Trey a short break. Emmanuel Walwiki, number 2.
What it looks like North Garland is doing is they are spreading the offense out. They're putting 4 wide receivers, and it's making Lakeview not have any linebackers. Everybody's spread out, and then they're running it right up the middle on them.
Walwiki, I just love to say that name if you can't tell, stays in there here on 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain. 2 receivers each way. John Aguilera in shotgun. They got that wind at their back, so why not throw it, take advantage, and John will.
Oh, he's got him wide open.
Incomplete. Woo! Too tall, and it's hard to be too tall for Jaden Jones. He stands 6'3", but he just couldn't bring that one down.
Well, more importantly is that he ran such a beautiful route. He does a little stop at 4 or 5 yards and then makes a post move, and it was beautiful. Yeah. He had linebacker. Everybody jumped on his little turnaround route at 5 yards, and then he broke it to the middle. Just a beautiful route right there.
The pass was behind him. As you said, he turned it into kind of a post route, and the ball was behind him. I think Aguilera was expecting a stop route like you said. 3rd and 6. They're going to have to punt if they don't get it here. Aguilera fires, caught, first down. Spinning for more is Looper. All the way inside the 30. That's North Garland's top receiver, and you just saw why. The yards after contact.
Man, Aguilera is just putting it on a dime right now.
He's
only
impressive,
had one missed throw. He had pressure on him. He still delivers a bullet right in between right on the number 4.
30 yards. By the way, he also is getting a lot of time in that pocket. He's standing tall for 3-4 seconds every time.
That offensive line is doing a wonderful job running and pass protection.
Big 3rd down conversion. Now fresh set of downs. Walwiki still in there. Takes the ball over left guard. It'll be a gain of 2. Not much doing there. The Lakeview line stacked up. We got a couple of injured Patriots, and staying down an extra period of time is one of their big men, Drew Harper. And they're going to have to tend to him. Let's tend to a timeout here. 4:02 first quarter. Good one tonight at Homer B. Johnson. 7 for Lakeview, 7 for North Garland on GRS TV. There's your injured player, Mr. Harper, for Lakeview Centennial. 5'9", 215. Boy, he looks taller than 5'9", doesn't he, when you're that big? Trying to walk it off. Hopefully he'll be back. He'll be out at least one play.
He's the one that made the tackle.
Oh,
and
boy,
I just
yeah.
guess everybody just kind of lands on top of him there.
Dagan, big 71, kind of rolled over on him accidentally, of course. 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard gain a while ago. North Garland on the move in a 7-7 tie, and Taylor is back in there.
Looks like Lakeview's moved to a 4-3 defense. 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. They're going to try to stop that run, I believe.
Yeah, they got the field spread with 4 receivers, and
boom,
gonna ride Taylor, and we've got a massive confusion in the backfield.
Boy,
Lakeview sent the house, and that play had no chance.
Looking for. They've been looking for Big Patriot 72 to come in there and make something happen. Boy, that's what happens when he's able to get penetration through there.
Bobby, I don't have 72 on my roster,
either,
unfortunately.
But boy, he sure did come through there and make a name for himself.
He exists, as you can tell on the screen, but he's not on our roster.
Tried to get it again. Free play, throw it. You got him.
They blew the whistle. Whistles are going to kill it. Once you blow that whistle, you just can't keep going. I see your point. Usually you'll go deep with a free play in that situation.
They tried to do it. He got too much penetration up the middle there. They had to stop it.
Yeah,
5 yards.
I think it's, if he didn't make contact, Bobby, then I think you wouldn't blow the whistle. The contact kills the play.
That's right. Yeah.
5-yard walk-off to the 27.
He got excited about that last play he had busting through there and decided he was going to do it again, and they caught him.
3rd and 6 for the Raiders.
Probably 4-down territory on 3rd and 6. It'd be a 44-yard field goal right now.
Yeah, with that win, you might could do it.
If you got a kicker. Quick pass caught by Looper. He turns it up the hash mark, and yeah, he fought his way for the 1st down to the 19. Don't need to worry about 4th down.
Boy, Aguilar's just got a lot of time. He's been able to just sit back there and make his reads and put the ball right on the money. They're going to have to get some pressure up the middle on Looper.
They're 2 out of 2 on 3rd down in this drive, which is one of the keys. 1st and 10 at the 19. 4-man front. Now they got 3 linebackers from tackle to tackle. A little more in the box here.
They're trying to run a 4-3 now to stop that run.
Got some solo coverage all over the field, but they're going to hand it anyway. And Taylor tried to slice it up over left guard. He'll get to the 16. That'll be a gain of 3.
Yeah, they were having the linebackers all the way out on the defensive ends, so they were really spread out, and that's when they were able to just dash them up the middle. Taylor had already broke a couple of nice runs up the middle, and now they've closed those linebackers in, and they're going to try to stop that.
Ball must have been closer to his hip when he went down, because they're giving him the 17 for a gain of 2. Taylor again.
Oh, sneaky
cut
play.
It out. Being chased. Got enough for the first down before contact was made. That was just pure speed from Trey Taylor. He is a swift one.
Well, that was a sneaky play, and Aguilar does a great job of selling it. Watch him. He's still throwing the ball. Nobody knew who had the ball.
Yeah, great job of carrying out the fakes. And
boy, Jalen Graham, he saves it, really, because he sees it. But, boy, if he wasn't out there taking care of business, that's a touchdown.
Otherwise, Taylor had good blocks from his receivers, and Graham made the stop. 2 receivers left this time from the right hash. Now a man in motion will even it up. That's Wawiki back at running back. Fake. No, he didn't fake it. Boy, he carries out that fake so well that I was confused.
And I tell you, he wishes he did fake it and take off running with it, because it was wide open. The coaches up here, they saw it and said, boy, Lakeview didn't look one bit at Aguilar running. They didn't think he was running the ball at all.
I think they're setting up.
Yeah, they got a play set up now.
I might not use it here, but I might use it on
later.
3rd down.
Sure.
We're under a minute and a half and counting here in the first quarter. North Garland trying to take the lead. Right now we're tied at 7.
Been impressive, haven't they?
Absolutely. 2nd and goal at the 7.
Well-coached team here.
Jones in motion across the backfield. Play action, roll right. Aguilera's going to just throw this away.
Smart play.
Nobody open in the corner of the end zone. I love the intelligence.
Yeah, that was great coverage. He had nobody. And I don't know what, it was just that route, and that was it. If it wouldn't have been there, he was going to throw it away, and that's exactly what he did. It had to be wide open.
If they get nothing here, it would be about a 24-yard field goal attempt with the win. So this could be a 4-point play coming here on 3rd and goal. 2 receivers left. 1 back set. Looking to throw
Oh,
a
he's got
straight
him.
drop.
Got
Over
him.
the middle.
Oh, he drops
looked
it.
like it was dropped right in the middle of the end zone
what a
by
beautiful
Jaden Jones.
pass. I mean, he has to wait on that so that it gets open. And Lakeview guys had him pull. They were holding on to the receiver, Jalen Jones, and they let him go, and boom, he has it. Oh, beautiful pass. Aguilar just puts it right on the money.
Vita's got a hand in there, but I'm not sure it had anything to do with the incompletion. They will try the field goal, it appears. From the 24, distance of 24, they'll put it down at the 14. Aguilera is your holder. Keep that in mind.
Vides kicked it a while ago for that extra point. It went over the building, so he's got the leg.
This is Vides, and the kick is good. It was low, but true. Timeout, 51 seconds.
They take the lead, bud.
Left in our first quarter, North Garland with a 10-7 lead over Lakeview Centennial here on GRS TV. What a drive by North Garland, 81 yards in 12 plays. Doesn't get any better than that. They also used about 4.5 minutes off the clock. Had to settle for the field goal, but North Garland with the early 10-7 lead.
Hey, you need to put points on the board when you have a chance, and that everybody on the team has their position, and they, you know, Vitas does his job well, so might as well put him out there and put points on the board. Very nice drive. It would have been very difficult to have that good of a drive and come away with no points. So very nice job right there by the special teams.
And in a 7-7 game, yeah, take that lead whenever you can get it. North Garland kicks. Vides is just a worm burner. Porter catches it at the 25, looking for some blocks to develop. Dances around. Now his dance card's full, and he'll take off up the sideline. And pretty good return. I love the patience. Porter knew he had to wait a few seconds for some blocks to develop.
Yeah, the kicker had to go out and make the tackle. I mean, it just kind of opened up. They had him.
Very smart kicker return. Usually they'll just take off with it and get tackled quickly.
Patriots take over on their 45-yard.
Here comes the kicker. Good job right there. Player of the game so far.
West, Miranda, Odatola, and Porter. Actually, that's Askew will be the 4 receivers in this set on 1st and 10 at the 45. Lakeview will have to turn around and go. Well, I say have to. They'll love to turn around and go with the wind in the second quarter. Pretty stiff breeze here in the first. Mauricio Sneed in there at running back to the left of Jones. Sneed takes the handoff. Almost broke through split through a couple of defenders. He'll be dragged down at the 50 for a 5-yard gain. That could have gone big if he could have split them.
Yeah, Lakeview's got everybody spread wide and just daring the linebackers to go spread out as well. But they didn't on this play, but they still almost got through there and broke a big one.
Sabrin Woods, with some help from his teammates, made the tackle. Another handoff, Sneed.
Oh,
this time he does break away. First down inside the 40, inside the 30. Hit from behind, just dragging a tackler. I think he was going for the strip and couldn't get it, and that allowed Sneed to get a bunch more yardage all the way to the 16.
Yeah,
again, it looked like he was constantly trying to strip it out, Bobby. Watch the replay.
Yeah, they have one linebacker. Ebenama is the only linebacker that they have, and he has to really basically make the play right there, or that's a touchdown. He does a good job of just catching up to him and grabbing the jersey.
That'll do it for the first quarter. We'll be back with a second in a moment. It's North Garland. A little bit of an underdog tonight with a 10-7 lead over Lakeview Centennial on GRS TV. Well, we'll switch ends, and all of a sudden, North Garland's going to have to go into this strong southerly breeze. Again, it's a positive. It's not out of the north. That'll probably be after midnight when that cold front moves through. You got any numbers of interest, Bobby, from the first quarter? Are we still trying to get there? We'll have them here in a moment. Officials are just now arriving at the end of the field. They had to go a long way to switch ends here. Yeah, we're going to be in the 50s the next couple of days for highs. That's going to be a nice change.
Yeah, that breeze has really come through here. I mean, it felt like it was like 15, 20-mile-an-hour winds before the game started, and it's just bringing some cold air in. And by tomorrow, it's supposed to be frosty.
Mauricio stopped after a 1-yard gain at the 15. They tried to go wide. He couldn't get wide.
So it's been a really close game so far as stats go. For the first quarter, North Garland 6 first downs, Lakeview 5 first downs. And, of course, Lakeview has the ball now. And then total yards, 136, Lakeview 147. So we're really close. Passing yards, 80 for Lakeview. They've got a little bit of the edge at 66 for
Sneed, big old touchdown, Lakeview Centennial. They blocked it well, and Sneed had the quickness to make it happen.
Boy, just right up the middle. Big offensive lineman, really make a nice running lane. Look at this running lane that they've developed. 53. Boy, you got to give a lot of credit to these big offensive linemen on that run right there.
Kind of a half stiff arm that kept one defender off of him. He broke a tackle initially, and good, strong, fast run. This is the extra point coming from Darian Osorio, and it's up and good. So the lead changes continue here. That's our second lead change of the night. Timeout, 11:26. First half, as you see Mr. Sneed on the sideline after his touchdown. It's now 14-10 in favor of Lakeview Centennial over North Garland here on GRS TV. A 55-yard drive for Lakeview Centennial. They did it in just 45 seconds and 4 plays. And second lead change of the night leaves Lakeview with a 14-10 lead as they'll kick off.
Well, the defense has got both sides. Have really got to figure out a way to stop the offense. Now, you know, North Garland, they basically had one linebacker, and that just really didn't work because one play, you know, you get 40 yards in a one play, and it just sets up everything downhill from there. So they've got to be able to stop these big plays.
North Garland will now try and come back and retake the lead. It's been that kind of night. Jaden Jones, though, and with a short kick return because of a great open field tackle on the kick coverage, and that was Cameron Waddleton. Jones, a big kid, 6'3", tried to break away, and Waddleton just would not release him at the 25.
Yeah, good coverage right there. They got down the field from 35 all the way down to the other 35. Basically, by the time the ball was caught, just a nice job of getting down there and making a great tackle.
Lakeview's in the playoffs if they can win this game tonight. Otherwise, if Naaman Forest beats South Garland, they would get in. If Naaman beats South Garland tomorrow night, even if they lost this game. So kind of a nice situation. They do control their own destiny, though. 1st and 10 at the 25. Aguilera, quick out, caught. And falling backwards for an extra couple are Barrett. He's having a big night, Cameron Barrett, and he's only the 4th leading receiver on this team.
You know, in previous games, we've looked at Lakeview's defensive backs and corners and thought, man, they have really done some great jobs defending the pass. But tonight, Aguilera's just really had, you know, whoever he wants to throw to, he's been able to put it right on them. And so the offense has just really been able to really do whatever they want against these defensive backs.
One reason North Garland still has a chance to get in the playoffs is a favorable schedule, and I'll go over that as we go along. Trey Taylor takes the handoff for a short gain. North Garland has Garland next week, and then they're off the final week. So that's why, even though they're 2 games out of 4th place coming into this game, if they can beat Lakeview, they'll have a decent chance of somehow getting in there, because Lakeview would then be just a game ahead, and Lakeview still has to play Naaman Forest and Rowlett the last 2 weeks. So you see why this game is so important, especially to North Garland.
It's just North Garland, really, they've got one more game besides this one. They've got 2.
It's
one
weird
game left.
having an off week in the final week of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, basically their last game is next week.
3rd and 5, pass. Oh, looked like maybe some early arrival from the cornerback, but no penalty marker as the pass fell free. Boy, that looked like that could have been interference, Bobby. I'd love to see a GRS replay, and here it comes.
Well,
see if he arrived early or not.
He holds the ball a long time, but boy, he gets it out there.
Ooh, that looked like interference to me. Also had his arms around his neck, it appeared. About a second early, but hey, got away with it, and they'll force the punt. It's a great play by the cornerback, whether it's interference or not. I mean, the timing was almost perfect.
Well, he's got to punt this against the wind. So we'll see if this is able to really get deep here.
Pretty good kick. You can see the wind just kill it as it tried to rise, and then it gets a good bounce.
There you go.
And the bounce is everything, because that's going to send it all the way to the 32, and that will be a 38-yard punt into a stiff breeze. That's pretty impressive stuff.
That's all you can ask for your punter right there.
And you flip the field, Bob.
Sure thing.
That could have easily have given them the ball at the 50, and they're going to start at their own 32.
Yeah, and no return, which is a good thing. You didn't want to really punt it right to their fastest guy on the field and let him have a big return as well. So he gets the punt over to the sideline and just lets it dribble around. And great job right there by the special teams. We've seen some good plays right here by this North Garland special teams unit.
9:44 second quarter. Patriots come to the field now with a 14-10 lead, and a 1st and 10 at their own 32. Jalen Jones in shotgun, the quarterback. Has the freshman Wheaton to his right. He'll pitch it on the jet sweep to West, who fights and backs his way to a 1st down. Good effort there by Zakamian West. He got 11.
Oh, I like to see Big 65.
He's your favorite lineman,
Giovanni
isn't he,
Canales. Watch him come through here, man.
You love 65.
Boom! Just finish it up.
Yeah. Actually, it was 65 on offense a moment ago. Now you got a 65 on defense. You love the number 65, don't you?
I love watching these linemen, man. They work the hardest and get the littlest praise.
Absolutely, and they get all the credit. They get all the critics after them too.
Yeah,
they get their name called when they make a penalty. You know.
That's right. That flag comes up, and then that's the only time they get named. Boy, they work hard.
Not here. We're going to name them for good things. Tyrese Hudson with the tackle, by the way. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Yeah, let's make a point of that when we do a game, Bobby. Let's praise the people who never get praise, if they deserve it, of course. Wheaton the back to the left of Jones in shotgun. Hands it Wheaton. Nowhere to go. They close that hole in a hurry. And leading the way down below was Eben Nama, number 1.
He had that long touchdown saving tackle earlier when he was getting drugged around, you know, for about 10 yards trying to strip that ball out. But he's their middle linebacker. He's the only linebacker. You'll see how they line up right here. They got 6 down linemen, 1 linebacker, and he's it. I
want to thank the Lakeview coaches for telling us we can call him Uzo for a first name, because how would you pronounce that otherwise? Uzo Chukwu? If you really tried it, I just like Uzo a whole lot better. 3rd and 7. Probably not 4-down territory at their own 47. This is a big play. 5-man front. They're bringing them all. Jones is hit. Fumble or incompletion.
Big 65 gets the ball.
It's returned. There's a scrum. Either way, it's North Garland's football deep in Lakeview territory. Nope. That was a 3rd down play. Excuse me. And Lakeview recovered. It's going to make a 4th and a mile, Bobby, but they're at least going to be able to punt this away with the win.
Well, we've got yellow on the field down here where the receivers actually were running.
Let's see if we can see anything on the replay. First of all, that definitely was a fumble. I would agree with that call.
I thought 65 got it, was going to return.
Your man 65.
Yeah, but he just fall on it, guys. Just fall on it.
Bobby, good example of why you fall on it, right?
That's
They'd have it inside the 20 if he had fallen on it instead of trying to pick it up and go with it. And that being a third down play, it'd be 1st and 10 North Garland with great field position.
It's interesting because they picked the flag up. The flag was on the 30-yard line of North Garland's. And
way back up the field.
Yeah, and it looks like the referees have picked the flag up.
In other words, they were probably going to throw it deep if Jones didn't get hit.
That's right.
Some kind of a secondary call, and they're going to pick it up. Interesting. It was so far away from the final result.
He just comes back down and puts it down on the 45. The referee just did.
Well, yeah, he threw it to the wrong place, obviously. We're not going to probably see it on a replay because it happened so far away from where the ball was fumbled and then recovered. We're talking 40 yards away where this penalty occurred, 35, 40 yards. Sounds like we might have a replay coming for you, but again, it's no replay. Excuse me, I misunderstood our man in the truck. Bobby, I used to do a lot of radio, and I'm really enjoying this TV gig, mainly because of the replays. It really adds a whole different dimension to the ball game.
So what are they going to do here? Where are
I
they
have
placing
no idea.
the ball?
They're going to take the penalty, and it'll be a first down. So wipe out the fumble and all that. The penalty is holding on defense.
On the defense. 10 yards.
So that ended up being a 30-yard net
First
gain.
down.
Yeah, on a penalty that happened early in the play and long before the fumble and everything else.
Right.
So a break for Lakeview Centennial, leading 14-10. We're 7:16 left here in the second quarter. They finally got it straightened out, I do believe. Lakeview with the wind at their back here in the quarter. Now they're going to kind of explain to the coaches what's going on, although it looks pretty cut and dry.
You know, Jalen Jones really hasn't thrown the ball very much this game, and you would like, I think with this wind, he's got such a great arm. Boy, you got these guys out here spread way out. You got Big 81 and 80, Porter and Ola. Those guys can fly down the field, and they're big guys. You would think maybe you could just toss it up to them and throw a 30, 40-yard pass and let them go up and get it.
Let me get back to those playoff scenarios. There's a situation where we can have all four places clinched this weekend if all falls right. If Saxe beats Rowlett, or if Rowlett beats Saxe, those two are in. As long as Naaman Forest wins over South Garland, that gets Naaman and Saxe in, even if Saxe were to lose. So that's a situation that gets those four teams in it. It would all be solved going to the final 2 weeks of the season. But if Rowlett beats Saxe, then Rowlett will mathematically not clinch until at least the following week, and the other three teams would get in as long as Naaman beats South Garland. So there are your scenarios. It's pretty confusing stuff, but bottom line is Lakeview Centennial, Naaman Forest, Rowlett, and Saxe could all clinch the playoff spots this weekend if all happens the right way, which basically means no upsets.
Well, and they have, most of these teams have 2 more games to make it fall the way it's supposed to fall anyway. So
right, it's kind of cut and dry in this district anyway, for the most part.
It looks like Saxe, Rowlett, Naaman, and then Lakeview, depending on Rowlett.
This game more than anything.
Naaman Forest, but if they can win this game, you know, then it's probably that would be your scenario.
But North Garland's chances are pretty darn good if they can win this game because of the schedules that I mentioned a moment ago. Lakeview's got 2 tough ones left, and North only has Garland left on their schedule.
That's right, yeah.
Penalty marker on the play.
Now, if North loses this game, then they're out. Lakeview's in, and it becomes a whole lot more clean when you look at it.
What's going on here now? We've gone about 10 minutes into this.
Yeah,
penalty.
there's a lot of confusion out there. I felt it was a good time to talk playoff scenarios because there wasn't much going on the field.
Then they just gave another 5-yard penalty back the other direction.
Yeah.
So
we may get a playoff here soon. 1st and 15 at the 49.
Well, you just have so much room to throw a fade route or a flag route here.
Jones, he'll hand it. This is Wheaton, gets the corner, breaks a couple of tackles, still going, and he's finally pounded out of bounds. He almost delivered the blow at the 26-yard line. I love this freshman.
Yeah, 5'10", 180-pound freshman, and he runs like a senior. I mean, watch this delay here, just sees it, gets a great stiff arm, and just slides through that right there, and then just delivers the blow at the end. Boy,
it's vision. Yeah, good vision, Bob. play
goodness.
action, and Jones is buried. Good read there. No fooling the player there who made the
Tyrese
tackle.
Hudson just comes right off the edge. Makes a great read. He sees it. And he knew it wasn't a handoff. He goes ahead and takes Jalen Jones down.
It's an option read, and the defender read it well the whole way. 2nd and 15. 5:57 and running. Timeouts remaining 2 for Lakeview, so plenty of time here. North Garland with all 3 of their timeouts left. On 2nd down, handoff. Wheaton reverses his field. He'll be tripped up. Nice open field tackle. And guess who? Your favorite number 65, tripped him up.
Yeah, Giovanni Canales, man. He has been a great defensive line tonight. He has done some great things.
Boy, does he look like a nose guard or what, even if he's a tackle. He's 5'8", 235. That's a bowling ball.
Yeah, he's fast, too. It's hard to block him.
And he stayed home. That could have easily fooled him because Wheaton reversed his field after taking the handoff. And
yeah.
Canales, not fooled, stayed home and made the tackle.
Yeah, Wheaton actually comes in motion, takes the handoff, and then goes back the direction he was in motion for. So, yeah, if he wouldn't have stayed home, that could have been a big play.
3rd and 14 could be 4-down territory as Jones rolls right. Being chased. He gets it off. Unless he had eyes in the back of his head, he just never saw it coming, but was able to unload out of bounds, incomplete.
North Garland does a great job. Everybody was covered on that play. I was looking downfield. Every receiver had a white jersey on him, and he had no place to throw the ball, so it was very clever to throw it away there.
Well, so far I don't think the Lakeview kicker has 47-yard range because that's what the field goal attempt would be, despite the wind at the back, and it's also on the left hash, so it's not a favorable situation. And so far they're just signaling from the sideline to run another play here on 4th and 14, and here they go.
They better hurry. They got 4 seconds to do it.
Yeah, I'd take a timeout right here.
They're going to have to.
And there's the Kendall Miller timeout. We'll take one too. 4:56 first half. A good one tonight on a Thursday night at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Lakeview Centennial 14, North Garland 10 on GRS TV. Big play in this ball game. 4:56 first half. Lakeview with a 4-point lead, and they got a 4th and 14. Got to get to about the 16.5 of North Garland here on 4th down.
Confusion. They should have somebody wide open.
Jones fires over the middle, incomplete. Could have been interference as Porter appeared to be hit on the incompletions. Haro Miranda says, give me a flag, at one of the teammates. And at this point, I see no yellow. Let's hopefully get a replay on this. I have a feeling there might have been early contact.
Jalen Jones makes the great read because both guys defensively comes in motion with Wheaton. And then he just, of course, 81 runs a post route and gives the defensive guy time to jump back right into the route. But, boy, both defenders come across the field with Wheaton and leaving him wide open.
Looked like it could have been a good call. I didn't see a lot of contact, if any. So 1st and 10 North Garland. They've got 4:52 from their 30-yard line and 3 timeouts. So chance to put something together, although into a pretty good breeze in their face here.
Great defensive stand right there for North Garland.
That's a long possession for Lakeview that picked up no points. Here's a little swing screen to Taylor, trying to get a block. Jones blocked the defender right into Taylor. You know, Taylor maybe should have cut that one up instead of out, Bobby.
It's easy for us to say that, but it looked like that from here. But, boy, 31 does make a good play. He does defend very well. He gets off this block right there at the end.
Elijah Wilson, number 31 for Lakeview, 2nd down and 11, just a 1-yard loss. 4 receivers, 2 each way for North Garland.
Lakeview's back
Long
into that 4.
snap count.
Yeah, they're back into that. Oh, it's going to be picked.
Intercepted off the hands of Looper. This is going to go 6 the other way. A pick 6 for number 3, Cameron Waddleton. Touchdown, Lakeview Centennial.
Wow, huge play. The ball just gets away from the receiver. Pops straight up in the air.
Little high,
Oh.
but Looper would probably tell you he might have caught that ball.
Yeah. Now, Aguilar put a little mustard on it. The ball was thrown pretty tight, and it just goes right through his hands there. And, whew. Boy, that's a game changer right there.
Yeah, a 14-10 game. All of a sudden, it's a 2-possession lead for Lakeview. Looking for another point from Osorio. It's a high kick and a true kick. Big play in this one. Timeout on the field, 4:01 left first half. Our new score, Lakeview Centennial 21 and North Garland 10 here on GRS TV. So the big Waddleton interception and return has changed this game to an 11-point Lakeview Centennial lead.
It really has, because your defense was able to basically stop that drive and put your offense back on the field, and then the very 2 plays later, all of a sudden they put 7 points on the board, and it just really turns the game from 10 to 21, 14 to 21, and boy, that really hurt you right there. Plus, it puts your defense back out on the field after all of that time. It was about a 5-minute drive that they held them right there,
yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're back on the field.
That was a huge stand for North Garland's defense, all for naught on the very next play. Osorio's kick, straight on and popped up. Interesting.
Boom, there it is.
Fumble, nope, almost dropped it, but covering it was Alex Garcia.
And that's why they do it. They kick it straight up in the air and hope for somebody to fumble it, somebody that doesn't usually catch the ball, or your defensive guys come down and hit them real quick. Gives no room for anybody to really break a run. A lot of teams do that. I don't know, sometimes you want to kick it deep. They had the wind. They could have probably kicked it all the way out of the end zone.
That would be my point. When you have the wind, why not kick it deep?
Yeah,
unless he can't kick it that deep, I'm not sure.
That's true. And now, in the new rules came into play a couple of years ago, that if you kick it out of the end zone, it comes out to the 25. So
yeah, they penalize the kicker for being good, which is one of my pet peeves. But anyway, 1st and 10 at the 27 for North Garland. Little handoff, tried a little jet sweep to Haro Miranda, and that had no chance from the get-go. He'll get a yard to the 28. Lakeview read that well, especially the defensive front. And big number 72, we apologize, folks. We tell you what, at halftime, I'll go on a Who's 72 mission, and we'll have that name for you in the second half.
Yeah, he doesn't have a number on his jersey either, so he's probably come up from maybe the JV squad. He's so big, they probably just brought him up, put him on varsity.
He's big enough to be the JV squad.
I mean, he's huge. So
if they're all that big, I bet they got a good JV. 2nd and 9, North Garland. 4 receivers set this time. Aguilera into the wind, fires short, caught. Again, Barrett breaks loose across the 40, and now they've got to look at trying to piece together a nice drive here. They got plenty of time, 3:11 and 3 timeouts for North Garland.
Boy, Aguilera is really putting the ball on the money.
Well, it's funny, again, Barrett coming into this game, I mean, he had some catches, but he was the 4th. Let me make sure.
Yeah, they're finding him.
Leading receiver coming into this game.
They're finding him in that slot. The guys that are covering him are the linebackers, so they're trying to spread that linebacker out to cover him, and then they're breaking runs up the middle. So they pulled the linebackers back into the middle to stop the run, going into a 4-3, and then it opens him up to catch that little 5-yard pass right there. So, they're playing a cat and mouse game right there with Lakeview's defense.
Well, they stopped the clock. We're talking to North Garland coach Joe Castillo. Now they've restarted the clock, and it's just running against North Garland here as Joe continues to make his point to the umpire. And again, the clock's still running.
He got a timeout, I guess.
There's a lot of lost time there for Castillo and company.
That's a North Garland.
Take a break, 2:45. Let's wait for the referee to finish up. 2:45 left. Be back with the rest of the first half in a moment here on GRS TV. We're back off the North Garland timeout. They got 2 left with 2:45 left at their own 43. Trailing 21-10. North could really use some points here after that sequence a moment ago.
Oh,
Aguilera with a keeper. Big gain, and he'll slide it down Tony Romo style right at the first down marker, the 47. Yeah, they're going to say first down. It was a beautiful slide. NFL-looking slide there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's good. That's a good job right there. Get down. Don't take a hit.
We're running under 2.5 minutes. North Garland on the march here. This began back at their 27. This time he'll hand it. Well, the option read. Excuse me. Well, Wiki took it.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to use all of the time. They don't want to give Lakeview the ball anymore, so they're going to try to use all the time they can, run it all the way down, and then put points on the board right at the very end of the half.
That would be the perfect scenario for the Raiders. But points are very important momentum-wise more than anything after what happened a moment ago. 2nd and 7. Aguilera in shotgun. He's going to look to throw. Has some time, but here comes the rush. He unloads it over the middle.
Oh, no, intercepted again.
Looked like he came up short with a pass. He had a defender in his face. And number 16 with another big play. That's Cameron. No, that's Jalen Graham. Excuse me.
Yeah, he was sitting there at safety and just peels off.
Looked like it was underthrown some too, though.
He had guys right in his face, so he just tries to put it there for him.
He tried to thread the needle, Bobby, and good defense, wasn't it? It wasn't that bad of a pass, really.
Yeah, his receiver kind of, I don't know if he even saw it, because really the receiver should have broke towards the ball. And he didn't. He just kind of kept running straight, and the defender did. He broke towards the ball. He wanted it more.
Now Lakeview's got 1:42 on first down. Sneed, sweep left, gets the sideline, and he'll run out of room. That's what happens when you run to the short side. But big gainer on the first play. So now they got 1:35. Clock stopped, and 1 timeout. The Patriots looking to pad their pretty significant lead at this point, 21-10.
Yeah, that's 5 rushes for him tonight, and now he's up 65 yards.
You know, this possession could end up in the first nail in the coffin here for Lakeview and for North Garland. I mean, this is a pretty big possession right here with an 11-point lead.
Lakeview really needs to do something right here, and North Garland really needs a big stop.
Swing screen to Sneed. Great open field tackle. That could have gone for big yardage. And the North defender grabbed him and would not let go. I believe it looks like 52. I was thinking maybe 35. That's Nick Coleman, 52.
Well, if 52 made that tackle, that's pretty remarkable, because he's right over the football. He's the nose guard, and that was a throw all the way out to the sideline.
Wow.
So if 52 makes that tackle.
25.
Oh, here, he does come through there.
Yeah, 25 made the first hit.
Yeah, he does come over there and hustle to the edge.
I thought that was almost impossible, Bobby, what you were saying. Devin Barrett, by the way, with the stop. Incomplete pass on 2nd down, 3rd and 8 coming. That'll stop the clock at 55 seconds.
They've been doing such a good job of running the ball. Now they've two completions out there and run the clock down, and now they're at 3rd and long. Yeah, they really had time to keep running that thing. With his arm, Jalen's arm, I would just think that they could take a shot throwing it deep and let some of these big receivers go up and get it.
Yeah, Porter's a tall kid. And he's the inside receiver over here on the 3 set to the left. Now we're going to have a timeout. Kendall Miller. Let's make sure Kendall took it.
And
Yeah.
of course, West is so fast as well. I mean, it's hard to
That's
cover
third
those guys.
and final timeout of the first half.
Interesting that in a dead ball situation they would burn their final timeout, but I guess Kendall Miller did not like what he saw on the field, the Lakeview head coach.
I mean, you have a free possession here. You got that interception when you didn't think you were even going to
That's a
have the
good
ball.
point.
So you might as well go ahead and throw it up there, see if you get a completion. You got
the wind at your back.
wind at your back. Just loft it up there. Let one of these guys go get it. And a lot of times they'll get a pass interference even then. So, you know, give them a chance.
Probably 4-down territory on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, because you've got 55 seconds. So you're going to run 20 seconds, 30 seconds off the clock.
Quick 30-second timeout. We're ready to go. 3 receivers set. Jones will hand it to Herford. He's in trouble. Tries to get outside. No,
Oh,
he's
boy.
pounded hard by number 27 for a loss.
Yeah, interesting play call. Instead of taking it upfield, you take it side to side. And when you do that, it's either you break it outside and you get somewhere, or it usually goes for a loss.
I like the North Garland timeout here. North takes the timeout because now they're probably going to get the ball back, and that'll save them some time. And they're down to 1 timeout right now, 42 seconds on the clock, so they're expecting a punt and hoping to piece something together here before the half.
Right, now you got to question Kendall Miller's timeout on 3rd down on a
Yeah.
dead ball, because then now it's really saved up. Now it's 4th down and long, so now they're going to have to punt basically to North Garland, the Raiders, and so you got 42 seconds on the clock left.
I've never seen a more important time to get a good punt off with the wind. Lakeview needs a really good punt here. If you pin North Garland back deep, they'll probably just run this clock out into the wind.
Right.
So a punt here is very critical for Lakeview. A good punt.
Who they got back here on the
Alexis Herrera is the punter. And that is
Trey Taylor?
the quick Trey Taylor. He's got a lot of speed back there for North.
Uh-oh.
He just barely gets it off after the bad snap, and it's directionally in good shape down at the 15. So I think since they flipped the field here that North will probably just run this out into the wind. But who knows? 33 seconds. They do have 1 timeout remaining.
I think you would really think about throwing the ball a lot with Aguilar, but the thing is, his last 2 possessions, he's had 2 interceptions. So it might be safe that for the coaches just go ahead and run the ball and go into halftime just down, 11 points.
I said this earlier, and I really believe it. Aguilera looked like a whole bunch better quarterback with the wind in the first quarter than he has here in the second quarter. How much effect that wind has, I know it's at least a little bit on this end of the field, and he just does not look the same against the wind. But, that may not have had anything to do with the wind, but right now he's not on a good streak, and he'll take a knee, and they're just going to kill this clock. Probably. We're still at 25 and counting. Lakeview can't stop it, so it's up to North Garland whether we go to the locker room right here, which is not far away behind the North Garland offense.
And that's what they're going to do.
Well, so far, yep. Some of the players are already headed to the locker room. Well, it's been a good first half. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to catch you up on the first half stats, and then we'll have the second half kickoff. This game tonight with a lot of playoff implications. North Garland needs a win, or they're out of the playoff chase. Lakeview Centennial can clinch a playoff berth with a win here tonight. We'll see what happens in the second half. Our score right now, it's Lakeview Centennial 21, North Garland 10 on GRS TV. And we're back at Homer B. Johnson Stadium as we're about ready to start the second half. We've got the first half highlights coming your way shortly, momentarily. It's been a good first half, and here are the highlights. Garland entering the field before the game with beautiful blue and gold Lakeview uniforms. I love that North Garland look, though, tonight, too. Very clean.
Yeah, black and white, beautiful. It's been a good night of football. The weather's kind of cooled down. People starting to wear jackets.
Jones with a long pass, caught, and watch this fight for the end zone by Trey Porter. Wow, with Barrett draped on his back for the touchdown. And Aguilera standing tall in the pocket. A beautiful catch over the middle. Great reach up and catch by Barrett for the touchdown.
Out between three guys.
That was Cameron Barrett. Now here's Mauricio Sneed up the middle for a Lakeview score as we changed leads a couple of times in the first quarter.
Boy, there's where it all started changing right here. That pickoff taken to the house, and then
Cameron Waddleton.
that just changed the whole dynamic of the game.
Yeah, Lakeview's been in control ever since. And here's another interception by Lakeview to thwart another North Garland drive.
Those were the 2 interceptions, 2 turnovers in the game. And one of them cost them 7 points.
North will get the ball first here in the second half, trailing 21-10. It's been a good one and very competitive. Yeah, the hot dog man. As we're nearing Halloween, that's next Tuesday. You may be watching this game on Halloween night on our replays, GRS TV. So you can see our games all week long.
Well, I tell you, it was close. It was a close game considering all of the yards and total yards and all the stats that would go along with it. 120 yards for Lakeview on the ground and 82 for the Raiders on the ground. And you know, as far as going in the air, we had 87 yards passing for the Raiders, and for the Patriots 93. So really close. 5 of 9 passing for Lakeview. For Lakeview Centennial, Jalen Jones, 5 of 9, 55%, 93 yards in the air, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. And then on the other side, you had Aguilera just really throwing the ball really well tonight. 6 for 12, 50%, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. But of course, they had the 2 interceptions. One was basically a drop that went into the hands that turned into a touchdown. But both quarterbacks playing really well tonight, rushing the ball well. It's been very close. Just those 2 turnovers, those interceptions, and that's really been the game.
We've got a momentary delay for the excuse me, the second half kickoff. I think they're giving some more time for the North Garland band and support staff to get into the stands across the way as they're kind of near the sideline over there on the far goal. I think that's what this slight delay is for. Sam McElroy, assistant AD, is coming out to check with the referee, Reginald Osborne. They sent both teams to their sidelines to talk to the coaches. This is not in a timeout taken by one of the teams.
Well, you know, as the game goes on, we'll see tonight if this wind is going to play a factor in maybe kicking a field goal or something like that to the end of the game, because it's been a pretty close game. And if it comes down to a 35-yard field goal going from left to right, it could be the difference in this game.
You know, the key quarter could be the fourth. North's going to have to go into the wind here in the third, trailing 21-10. And it really hasn't let up. I mean, at times it's let up, but nothing consistent, and it's blowing pretty good. Although it's a little bit more now out of the southwest. And I kind of got the feeling at halftime it was starting to turn, although I think that front is still a ways off, more like midnight or a little bit after the strong northerly wind that will take over tomorrow.
Yeah, that's supposed to be really cold actually too. You know, it's going to be a north cold wind coming through there, and I think they say there's going to be frost on the ground.
Yeah, this the Thursday night game here when we're actually taping, and then Saxe and Rowlett will be the Friday night game for taping, and
both those
they're going to have
teams,
different weather tomorrow night.
Yeah, both those teams throw the ball, and so we'll see how that's going to affect their game.
And yet Saxe, I think, has the more consistent running game. I think that might prevail on a windy night, although I think Saxe also has a better defense. Having said all that, I think it's got the makings of a great football game. Here we go with the kick. Osorio puts his foot into it. A beautiful low liner, and it's going to go past all the Raiders into the end zone and out of the end zone. Bring it out to the 25.
Raiders first with the ball. Let's see what happens now. You know, they've been leaning on Trey Taylor. 7 attempts, 63 yards, almost, about 9 yards an attempt. And, that's basically everybody. That's who they've been handing the ball to. And then as far as the receivers, Barrett's having a great night. 52 yards on 3 receptions, 17 yards per catch, a touchdown. We saw in the highlights how he just carried this, beautiful over the middle, between 3 defenders, great catch. And Jason Looper, great night, 2 catches, 36 yards.
1st and 10 Raiders. This is Taylor, cuts it up. That'll buy him some yardage. Boy, he's a hard stop, as he just would not go down and got 6 yards out of basically 2 or 3 yards.
I think they just need to feed him the ball a little bit.
Especially into the wind.
Right. He's only had 7 attempts all night.
Yeah, it's amazing because the average per carry, we saw some huge gains, Bobby. And then they would take him out for a little bit of time. I just keep feeding him, like you said, especially into the wind. Here he goes again. Couldn't get the corner, though, although he's fighting.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, the effort alone, he deserves the ball more.
Yeah.
Got 6 a moment ago, and he should have gotten 2, and he should have been short of the first down there. And let's check the mark. I think they may have said his knee went down before the first down.
Yeah, they must have, because they've marked him a yard short of the first down, and I thought he got through there. Knee must have went down right there. Yep.
Now the good news, the half good news is North is only a yard away on 3rd down. Although probably not 4-down territory. This is a big play on 3rd and 1. Handoff. I'll tell you, the quarterback's good at faking, and let's see if they give it to him. He is right at the 35 with the mark. If the mark is true, it's a 1st down, and yes, it is.
Yeah,
move the chains.
Now, Aguilar, he fakes it so good, but he never runs. And so he really has the making of being able to take that ball, and he should be able to take off on one of these plays and make some good yardage on it.
That's a good point. He's got 20 carries for -1 yards on the year. Now, there's some sacks mixed in the high school game, but
that's right.
Still, he's not a runner. So when he runs that option, you kind of know what he's going to do with it. Plenty of time on the straight drop. Fires high, but going up and bringing it in for a 1st down.
All hands. Beautiful catch right there. 13.
Matthews. Yeah, Nick Matthews. I tell you, another pass where it was above the head, and Matthews had to show off the good hands, and he did.
Sophomore. Going up tall.
18 yards on 3rd down. A huge 3rd down conversion. Fresh set at the 47 of Lakeview. Early 3rd quarter. North Garland driving and trailing 21-10. Aguilera in shotgun. He'll hand it. Taylor runs into a wall of Patriots, and that wall will drive him back. They'll give him forward progress for nothing. Well, just pick your number. That was a host of Patriots there. Or squadron, or whatever an army of Patriots might be the best one.
That's right. Well, if you know that Aguilar's not going to run the ball, and you're in a read option offense, then they can really focus on that run.
It's a good point. If he'll ever pull it out and keep it, he might just get big yardage. Penalty marker flies. This will kill the beginning of this play.
And it doesn't matter if he does get good yardage. It just keeps the defense honest.
That's a really good point. Even if you try it twice and it doesn't work, at least the defense has to think about it.
Yeah.
Right now, they're not doing any thinking at all because they know what he's going to do with it. 5 yards against the Raiders.
On the offense. 5 yards from the previous spot, still 2nd down.
Bobby, that might be the most intelligent thing I've ever heard you say. That was a really good point. At least get them thinking, and then right now they're not doing much thinking defensively. Aguilera looking to throw on 1st and 2nd and 15, in trouble, and he's going to go down. That's a big loss back to the 39. Again, it happens on 2nd down. Now you get a 3rd and a mile in a tough situation for North.
Yeah, that's a big one. And now big 72 comes through there. They all just break loose. Boom. Finish it off.
They're going to have to get all the way inside the 38 of Lakeview from their own 40. And to me, that computes to 22 yards on 3rd down, and probably would have to punt if they don't get it here.
Boy, they really went backwards right there in the last 3 plays. They had a great drive going, and they've just fallen apart right.
2nd time tonight they've gotten sacked on second down, making it 3rd and long. That just makes it almost impossible when you're not in 4-down territory for the most part. Aguilera's got some time. Going to go deep down this near side. Incomplete. Tipped away at the last second. Barrett was there. But that man, we've called his name tonight, Jalen Graham, came out of nowhere to tip it away.
Boy,
he's a big kid for a DB, Bobby.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah, they got him listed at 5'11", 160 pounds.
Looks bigger, doesn't he?
But, boy, I tell you, he follows the receiver, and then right at the last second, lifts his arm up and gets the block down. So
ball hung up a little bit into the wind, maybe. Punt coming. We haven't seen many punts tonight. Into the wind, and Vides gets it off and gets a good roll once again. It wasn't a long kick, but he got a little extra and going to flip the field to the 27 with the punt.
It's kind of a smart kick. He keeps it low and like a rugby-type style kick. And keeps it low so the wind doesn't affect it too much. And then it gets that good bounce when it's going low and spinning like that.
If you're going to kick it short like that and hope for the roll, just keep it away from the return man. They're doing a good job of that tonight.
Special teams have been really good for North Garland.
Lakeview's first possession will start at the 27 with Jalen Jones again at quarterback. Same receivers. They'll send 2 to the right. It looks like Hereford, who will start the second half, to the left of Jones in shotgun. Hereford with white socks and white shoes on here in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Got 2 split ends to the left, and Hereford takes it, trying to break loose. He won't, though, and this will be just a 1 to 2 yard gain on first down.
That's his 5th attempt for 8 yards. So they've really had his number tonight.
Ibanama Garcia among the tacklers for North Garland. Yeah, they've had him bottled up all night. Lakeview running game has not done much this evening.
They're at 120 yards, but they've had a lot of guys running the ball.
2nd and 8. 8 minutes clock running here in the third quarter. Lakeview with an 11-point lead, just looking for first downs as West takes the speed sweep and runs into trouble early. Garcia again was there.
They have his number 2. They went into the locker room and said, okay, when he comes in motion, watch for him to get the ball, and boom, big number 35 just met him right there at the edge. Didn't let him go anywhere. Tyrese Hudson.
Yeah, it was Hudson, not Garcia, with the big hit and stop. 3rd down and 8. Lakeview's going to have to punt it away with the wind at their back if they can't get the first down here.
Well, they just got one-on-one matchups. Just seems like they should be able to get that ball out there.
65!
My man, 65.
He could have had 6 possibly. That would have really made Bobby George happy.
Oh, yeah, Giovanni.
Oh, you can't expect much out of a defensive tackle, but he could have gone the distance.
Hey, that's the second time this game he's had his hands on the ball. That'd have been crazy if he's had 2 touchdowns. He almost picked one up off the bounce earlier and took it to the house, and then the second time right there.
Not often a defensive lineman gets his hands on the ball 2 times in a game.
Right.
4th down, here comes a punt from Lakeview. Remember, wind at the back, and it comes out of there like a cannonball out of a cannon. It'll bounce. It's still going. I mean, they may never get that ball back. It's all the way down to the end zone, although it went out at the 25-yard line. They flipped the field. 46-yard punt with a win.
Boy, great defensive effort right there by the North Garland Raiders. Man, they did a good job of just bottling everything up and forcing that punt.
So North Garland, they got a first down on their first possession, but went 5 plays and punted.
Yeah, they went backwards. After they got that first down, they just started going backwards. Yeah, and a penalty.
So they drove from their 25 to the 48 of Lakeview. Got a wing and a tailback and 3 receivers in this set. Fake the hand. No, he did hand it. He usually does. He carries it out nicely. Taylor took the ball.
He does, but, I mean, everybody in the blue jerseys is just crashing down on that run because they know he's not going to keep it.
While Weekey carried it, number 2. Got a yard.
They're at 169 total yards of offense.
Yeah, it just seems like more because they've had their bouts. And again, Taylor's had some big runs, especially early.
Yeah, I think they've just keep running into penalties or sacks. It just keeps breaking their drives down.
Mistakes at the wrong time. Aguilera fires, caught. This is a first down, fighting for more across the 40, and that was Jason Looper, their top receiver.
Looper, nice job. He just does a 12-yard comeback, and Aguilera just puts it right on a dime.
Gain of 17. Pretty good cushion, although they run good routes. Looper's a good receiver. As we near the halfway mark here in the third quarter, there's the hot dogs in the stands tonight, playing the instruments.
Having a good time.
That's a good-looking hot dog. I had one in pregame. It didn't look that good. First and 10 at the 43. Or watch what I say. Here's a handoff to, not sure who that was, but it was a short gain. Almost looked like a Looper, but yeah, that's Wawiki, number 2. They've really had no trouble bottling up Wawiki. Taylor has given Lakeview problems tonight, and yet he's on the bench right now.
Yeah, they're just giving him a little break.
2nd and 9. Another fairly good sustained drive started back at the 25 as the first possession did.
Lakeview's giving them about a 6-7 yard cushion out here on the receivers. So they do have some room to do little stop routes.
Got a little safety and linebacker help on those 2 receivers.
There it is.
Then they fired on the quick slant, caught, but bobbling it and just holding on was Nick Matthews, and they're going to give him the 49. It's a gain of 5, third down coming.
Matthews' first catch of the night.
You know, he had to concentrate on the ball so much.
Oh,
Took
get
a
it.
shot.
Oh, there you go.
That
But you know,
he might feel that one tomorrow.
That's what I was saying. Now, that safety was about 8 to 10 yards, and they see it right at the line of scrimmage and says, okay, just take 2 or 3 steps, and I'm going to put it in there. And that's exactly what they did. Picked up some nice yardage. I like the play.
It's going to be 3rd and 4. Could be 4-down territory, right a yard short of midfield. 3 receivers set this time, a tailback and a wingback. Aguilera. He'll hand it. Wawiki gets a block, gets a first down. 40.
He could go.
He may go. 30, 20.
Can he
Looking
outrun
for another
everybody?
block.
Oh!
Nope. But he's down inside the 5 with a big gainer.
And points to that first down. I got it. Beautiful job right here. Look at that counter block by number 9. Beautiful. Can't teach it any better than that.
46-yard run, a fresh set at the 5. 1st and goal for North Garland. Trying to get in this game. Right now it's a 2-possession deficit that they can cut to 1 here.
That was a nice effort right there by Garnett Burke.
Trey Taylor's back in. Taylor, hand, reverses field, cut it up and runs into a stampede.
They run the
Patriots.
same exact play, just the opposite side. They run that counter play again, try to get everybody going one direction and break it back the other way, but they were ready for it on that side.
Victor Smith led the way there.
Yeah, look at it. He just stayed home. Everybody stayed home, just went right to the ball.
He got a lot of help, though. Also there, Tyler Clifton, number 8. And, yeah, there's your number 50. 2nd and goal after the gain of 0. Big possession here. North Garland needs points, period, but 7 would be better than 3.
Yeah, they really need to get it in here.
3 could be interesting into the wind on
got
this
time.
end, though. Pass, end zone, incomplete. Threw it behind Looper. If he had let him a little bit more, I think he could have worked his feet into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, just a hard play. I don't like the play call because when you're rolling left and you're a right-handed quarterback, it's very difficult for one thing. And then you've got the entire defense of flowing that direction because you're rolling that way.
And the sidelines, an extra defender.
It's just very
Everything
difficult
worked
play.
against them, didn't it, Bobby?
Yeah, just a very difficult play. I'm not real good. They've been able to get the ball through the middle. Let's run it up there and see what you can do.
Well, they may do it here. Nope. Aguilera's going to throw
got him
on 3rd
open,
goal.
wide open. Beautiful.
And Taylor, touchdown, North Garland.
Wow, now I like that play. Everybody goes to the middle. Taylor pops out on a little swing pass, wide open. The linebackers had already sucked up the middle to stop the run. Oh, boy, flag. Here we go.
Well, it's probably late, unsportsman, right? It wasn't during the play, was it? I was looking down. Ooh. Killer.
5 yards from the previous spot.
Bobby, turn it off. That'll take care of it. There you go, Mr. Osborne, your referee.
I mean,
Bobby,
that is a difficult call because you're on the 6-yard line. How do you get a guy downfield blocking?
How does it happen that quickly, too?
Oh, you could call that penalty every time.
Maybe we'll see a replay. Joe Castillo's as unhappy as you
Oh,
are,
boy.
Bobby. How do you make that call?
Then here we go. We're talking about the wind.
Timeout. Charge of North Garland. Their first timeout of the second half.
So now we're talking about, does this wind cause you any difficulty if you can't to kick this field goal, if you're going to have to kick a field goal here? Where is the blocking?
I don't see anybody
downfield?
downfield. Do you? Wait, is that a lineman in the end zone?
Oh, I thought he was a.
I think I saw 75 in the end. Here we go, 65.
Oh yeah,
55
yeah,
right
that's
here.
a good call. He
Top of your
downfield
screen,
blocked right there.
Middle of
That's
your
it.
screen, folks, off to the far right, you saw 55. Good call from the official.
Yeah,
Let's give them
yeah,
credit when they get it right.
yeah.
You know, it'd be easy not to even pay attention to that because of the play call, like you've been mentioning, but the officials were on top of it.
Yeah. Well, he was right at the official. It almost ran into him.
That's one way to get the call. So Joe Castillo, by the way, I said he was complaining. No, he just took time out and they wanted to talk about what they're going to do next. I think Joe must have seen it too. And
So,
they're
just-
talking to those players over what they want to do here.
You have such a great opportunity. You're right down inside the 5, basically, and you know we have a crazy play that you don't really agree with, and then all of a sudden you have your touchdown called back. Boy, you really need to capitalize right here.
Well, it's still third down. It'd be a 27-yard field goal if they tried it from here on fourth down. Into the wind, so that decision may or may not have to come. Here's the snap. 3rd and goal from the 10. Aguilera rolling
Same
left.
play.
Plenty of time. Into the end zone.
Oh my
Caught.
goodness, did he
Caught.
catch that? Oh
Touchdown,
my
North
goodness.
Garland. Wow.
Oh, what a catch.
I hope we got the replay of this one. It was a beauty.
Boy, Looper, I thought he was going to be out of bounds. I don't know, but there's that same play. We really didn't like the play call again, but
Lakeview's
the ball
saying
was
no good.
Look at that.
Lakeview players are saying
Oh,
no
he's
good.
definitely in.
But we do not have instant replay,
Oh,
so all
that's
we
a
can do is
touchdown.
watch the replay. It ain't going to make any difference on the call.
You only need 1 foot in high school, and that's what he got. That was clean catch. Beautiful pass, and then it just him in the back of the end zone, and he goes up and gets it.
Videz will try and inch the Raiders within 4. You might think about going for 2 here, but it's a little bit early, late third quarter. Videz's kick.
Oh, does it get there?
Wow, it's not a good kick, but it got through, and it'll count in the box score tomorrow night.
Did that get
in the
blocked?
paper.
It must have gotten blocked. That thing went straight up in the air.
It might have been the
Look at
ugliest
that.
kick I've ever
Oh,
seen,
my
but it worked.
goodness, that was a catch.
There's your foot.
It's by inches. Number 3 was right there. He almost blocks the ball down, but just inch over his head.
As he hit the pylon to boot in the back of the end zone. Timeout on the field, 3:14 third quarter. Brand new ball game. In this critical game for playoff positioning, it's Lakeview 21, North Garland 17 on GRS TV. $75-yard drive in 8 plays for North Garland. Very impressive. Used over 4 minutes off the clock.
Boy, they needed that, didn't they? Just a beautiful drive. They threw the ball a little bit. They run the ball a little bit. Just kept Lakeview on their heels. They didn't know exactly what they were going to do, and they just drove it down the field. Of course, nice long run right there to take them down to the 7-yard line.
Interesting, North Garland's done this into the wind. They'll get the wind in the fourth quarter in 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
Boy,
We're going to have a great
game.
finish tonight, Bobby. Remember, North Garland needs a win to keep their playoff hopes alive, or they are out. Lakeview can get in the playoffs with a win. Videz will kick it. Very short and bouncing into the hands of Waddleton.
And he gets gang tackled right there, but you know, it gives them pretty good field goal.
Absolutely, which is exactly what I hate about the short kicks.
Boy, that one
But I'll
didn't
get off
go
my
very
soapbox.
far. You know, it seemed like you could just you know how they have everybody up, and it just looks like there's about a 30-yard gap right in the middle of the field where they could just, if they wanted to pooch kick that, they could just kick it right into that. And nobody's there to get it.
If you're going to kick it short, why not
kick
at least
it to where
hang
nobody's
it up?
at.
Yeah. Do something else with it than that, at least. Although I'm not a big believer in the short kick anyway. But first down, I'm off my soapbox. 1st and 10 to 44. Bobby, this won't surprise you. I've done a lot of games on the radio. One time my broadcast partner made me a soapbox and brought it. 1st and 10, hand out to Wheaton, and he's tackled from behind in the backfield. They're going to give him a loss of 1 or 2. Again, Ibanama, who's had a pretty good night defensively for North Garland. Number 1, Uko Ikanama.
Yeah, he's playing that middle linebacker spot, and he's been doing a pretty good job holding that run down.
It's easy to spot that number 1 coming out of nowhere. Yeah, there aren't many number 1s that play middle linebacker. I believe that guy at Carter in the old days wore number 1. Armstead, maybe?
Wow.
Handoff up the middle.
Dominating up there.
Boy, they threw him back for a loss. Never had a chance. Just a simple dive handoff.
Well, I don't know what they did at the halftime, but they really talked about what they wanted to do and execute a plan, and they've come out and done it.
And Wheaton, the ball carrier, is coming off very gingerly. He was shaken up on that carry.
He had 4 white shirts on him, I mean, and they weren't playing around. North
Garland, with all the momentum in the world, would love a stop here on 3rd and 11 and get the ball back again. The wind is coming in 2 minutes. Jones, deep over the middle, incomplete, off the hands of Haro Miranda. Had a step on the defender. Nice looking pass, but we've also got a penalty marker. Kendall Miller is not happy. This may go against Lakeview.
Yeah, I thought
or maybe he wanted interference.
I thought it was offsides.
Offsides.
It is.
Against the defense.
Yeah, it was a free play.
5 yards from the previous spot. Still.
Gotcha.
3rd down.
I got you. I forgot it was a free play, so now it's going to be 3rd and 6. That free play almost went for big. Lakeview with a 4-point lead, late 3rd quarter. It's been a good one tonight. Couple of lead changes. North Garland trying to come back from a 21-10 deficit. They're over halfway there. Jones. Rush came, they picked it up, and he misses an open west right down the gut of the field.
Boy, that's one of those plays where we've been asking for it all night. We thought, well, all you got to do is just toss it up there. They're going to be open. Well, they had him that time, and Jones just throws a rocket. All he has to do is just put a little touch on that one and let your receiver go get it.
That's one time he might have had a better chance into the wind.
Yeah, throw it with your left hand. I mean, all you got to do is toss that one up there.
Yeah, underhand. No, you can't underhand.
Let West go get it.
Herrera's punt. It's high, and the wind's going to carry it further than expected. This is a beauty. Still bouncing, barely in bounds. Now they'll get it out at the 2014, They flipped the field nicely. Now North Garland still has to go into this wind for another minute 40, but they got the football 1st and 10.
Well, I tell you, North Garland's got to be happy with 2 consecutive stops right there. I mean, and they've been dominating stops as well. Yeah, that play, man, that's giving points away because he was wide open in the middle of the field there.
2 plays. Remember the free play before that one?
That's true.
He was even more, well, he's more open on the second one, but still they both could have been complete. 1st and 10, North ready to go. Aguilera is still at quarterback in shotgun. Trey Taylor for a short gain, and he was hit pretty quickly in the backfield. Big number 50. We've seen him tonight, Victor Smith.
Big. 236 pounds is what they have him listed. I mean, that's a big boy right there.
By the way, I said I'd check on 72. 72 is Trey Johnson, who actually was listed as 92, who had some plays in the first half. And he is out there at right defensive tackle now for Lakeview. Trey Johnson is his name. We promised you that in the first half. Miss Bailey, the Lakeview principal.
Supporting her team.
Enjoying herself tonight. Pull it out from Taylor and throw it. Oh, Looper had it in his gut and dropped it.
Very nice job, Aguilar. He had to actually pull that ball
almost
out.
Too late.
I mean,
Taylor had to yank it, Bobby.
Taylor holding on to it. He's like, give it back.
Yeah, Taylor didn't want to give it up, did he?
Boy, he put that money on the Right on the money, man. That ball was a good ball.
Yeah, I mean, he had to just steal it back from Taylor. That was funny. Well, because of what you said, they don't do any play action, and they on the read options, the quarterback always gives it. I think Taylor expected to keep the ball.
Sure.
You know, he's going to look
Got
to throw
him up
again.
the sideline.
Ball was a little
Did he
short,
catch that?
and is it picked off? No, it's incomplete. We got a penalty marker though. Are they going to call interference here?
Well, I tell you, that was great defense. I mean, that is a very difficult play to stop. I mean, that linebacker has to read that he's going out for a pass and then turn and follow him. And that is a hard play for a defender to defend.
2 flags mean 2
This is a
sets of
pass
eyes saw it.
interference. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Well, as you hear Reginald Osborne, that's a fresh set for North at the 29.
Well, it was better than giving up a touchdown, and really it was closer than you really think. I mean, he plays that ball so good.
Into the wind
Look
for
at that.
another 45 seconds
wasn't
is
like
North.
he wasn't like he was grabbing onto him or anything. He just went up and didn't turn his head.
Yeah, I'd almost consider a run here, and let's get those seconds off the clock if you're North Garland. That wind might even be blowing stronger now than it was earlier. And also, they get to go to the other end of the field at this point, Bobby. Their own 29 at the other end where the wind's not as much of a factor. Taylor wanted to go outside with it, cut it up, and ran into a couple of Patriots. Mainly, he ran into Tomas Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a good job of Taylor right there. He's going outside and realizes, uh-oh, I'm going to get stopped and lose yardage, and he just puts his foot on a dime and just takes it straight up the field right there.
2 more seconds on the play clock than the game clock. So if I'm North, I'm letting all this tick off, and let's get the wind at our back and get started on this next play.
Yeah, they're doing that. That's what they're going to do. It looks like the sidelines are already moving to the other side.
Well, we're going to have another 12 minutes to go. It's been a great football game tonight. 2 teams fighting for playoff lives tonight, and Lakeview's got a 21-17 lead, but North Garland is on the comeback, and we'll start the 4th quarter in a moment here on GRS TV. Scott Powell, Bobby George, your usual Thursday night crew, as well as the technical crew here at GRS TV. I want to remind you, Bobby, this coming Thursday night, our next game will be Naaman Forest and Saxe.
Great game.
Great one, November the 2nd, coming up Thursday night, November 2nd.
First place team against the third place team.
It's going to be a great one, Bobby. And then Friday, we'll have Rowlett and Lakeview, Friday, November the 3rd.
Naaman's 6-1 on the year, so they've got a great season rolling.
2 good ones coming your way this weekend on GRS TV. So we start the 4th. North's got the win. They got the football at their own 29 and a 2nd and 10 play. Aguilera continues to quarterback the Raiders. Looks like they may be changing the play. They're down to 5, but get it off. Quick pass, far sideline. Who else but Looper, who not only caught it, then dove out of bounds with it.
11-yard gain.
Well,
and that's just enough for the first, gain of 11.
They love to run those comebacks. Just a 12 yards right after you get the cone right there, turn around, and that ball is usually right on the money. Aguilera is just pretty accurate tonight. He's had a good game.
You can tell he's worked with Looper a lot, though. Some of these are timing patterns, and they are really in sync tonight.
Yeah, it's timing patterns. Just
I'll say it again.
Comebacks.
They look like a whole different offense with the wind than they do against the wind, although they drove for that touchdown not long ago into the wind.
Oh, pump and go. Here it
Gotta
goes.
go deep. It's just overthrown and pretty good double coverage. Play really never had much of a chance. Looper was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Looper stops running is what happened. They do a pump and go. Aguilera acts like he's going to throw the short route. Watch, boom, and then he's going to throw it deep. And
Almost holding.
Looper kind of stopped running right there.
Did you see the grab, though, by the defensive back? as Jeffrey kind of pulled on Looper as the ball was coming. Could have been interference there or holding. 2nd and 10.
There's your counter play.
Wawiki
Emmanuel.
gonna have the first down inside the 50. He'll get the forward progress before he's stopped. And who else but number 16 one more time?
Oh, it's
the
a
big
nice
kid
play.
in the secondary.
It's a nice play because they're doing that counter. They got a lead blocker. Everybody's going one way, and then boom, they all cut it back the other way. So what that does is that gets your linebackers and your defensive end to be going inside, and then everybody cuts back, and it gives them just 1 foot, just a half a second to catch that edge, and it's worked really well for North Garland this second half.
Clock running. We're under 11 and a half minutes left in this final and 4th quarter. 1st and 10 at the 49 for North Garland. They trail by 4. Again, they could have gone for 2 earlier, but it was late 3rd quarter. And, the card doesn't necessarily say to go for it that early. Pass incomplete. Looked like he threw it behind the intended receiver, Barrett.
Well, Barrett needs to delay that off the line of scrimmage. What they want to do right there is catch him on the run, so he doesn't have to turn and catch it or anything. You just want to catch it off the run. But he's in the slot, so you just need to delay it so that Aguilera can catch the ball, set his feet, and throw it. If you take off immediately, then you've run into the defense. So you want to delay it, catch the ball on the run.
2nd and 10. They got 8 men in the box despite 3 wide receivers here. Wawiki will take the handoff, got a couple of blocks and was able to get a couple. And here comes a late flag. I think this might be holding. If you picked up that flag, it would say holding on it, I do believe. In other words, it has holding written all over it.
Yeah,
when you got to explain it, it's not funny. It was a gain of 2, so you could take the penalty, make it 1st and 15, or go 2nd and 8. And if I'm Lakeview, I think I'd take the walk up, especially when you lead by 4 points.
Personal foul. Shot block on the offense.
Oh, not holding. So this is 10 yards since it's not. Well, holding would have been 10. It's actually 15, right? A little bit bigger than I thought.
Yeah, and again, that's what's kind of killed their drives. They've had some really good drives going, and then they get broken up by either a bad play or some kind of penalty. Boy, and this is a big one here.
2nd and 25, and right now they're probably not in 4-down territory, so you maybe want to kind of cut this deficit in half, maybe get 12 here and 13 on the next one.
Yeah, this is where you got to watch for these little comebacks that they like to run, like a 10-yard comeback.
Yeah, screen, draw. He's going to drop a couple of steps.
Oh, he's got him in the middle. Oh, he's wide open.
Oh, had a step on the defender, but way overthrown was Barrett.
Yeah, if he would have thrown that a little short, Barrett would have had the angle on it, and he would have been able to get that ball.
Yeah, watch the position that Barrett had here, like Bobby said.
Just throw it just a little bit short right there.
I love the way Aguilera stands tall in the pocket. He's taking some hits tonight, and there were people in his face as he threw that ball.
Well, they went for all of it at the very beginning. I thought they were going to try to get half of it maybe with a little timing route, about 10 or 12 yards, and then set yourself up for 3rd and 12 or so.
And mainly because you're in punting territory right now. They're going to have to punt it away if they can't get at least several yards here on 3rd and 25. Aguilera's just going to hand it out. A little reverse. Flea flicker. Aguilera.
Oh, my goodness.
Throw.
Here he goes. Did he get him?
No.
Oh.
Underthrown, which allowed the defender to catch up. Barrett had a step initially. They did not completely fool them, and the underthrown pass allowed the defender to catch up.
Yeah,
I love the play call on 3rd down, Bob. But
double pitch off. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They kind of handed off in the middle, and then he pitches it to the next guy, and the next guy pitches it back to the quarterback. You would have thought the receiver would be wide open, but he just wasn't there.
I know this is easy to say now, but that might have been more effective on 2nd down. Trick plays on 3rd and long don't work nearly as well as maybe 2nd and long.
Yeah, catching guys on surprise there. Yeah.
3rd down, they're expecting anything.
Yeah.
I know that's easy to say now. And here's a kick off the end of his foot. He's going to get a little bit of distance, end over end kick.
Well, they got a good punt off, and so now you flip the field. See what they can do with it. Now, North Garland has had a great defensive stand, 2 in a row, and they've been able to hold Lakeview without getting any yards, basically, for 2 drives in a row. So we'll have to see what they can do now and keep that up.
31-yard line, 10:01 left. Lakeview wants some tick-tocks off the clock here with a 4-point lead. That 4 points very important. North Garland has to go all the way to the end zone just to erase this deficit at this point. Wheaton, the freshman, going to sweep it left. And he got cut off. He's going to get a little bit out of this before he's finally run out of bounds. He got something out of nothing there. They're going to say the 36 for a gain of 5. Very impressive because nothing was there. Darius Herford, his twin back, was leading the way around the corner.
Boy, there's big number 35 right there, stringing it out. That's all you can ask for a defensive end. It's just to string it out and let everybody else come in and help you out.
For some reason, the clock is running despite the fact he ran out of bounds. 2nd and 5. Jones will keep it, has the first down by a yard to the 42.
That may be their first down of the second half.
Yeah, North Garland's time of possession has been pretty impressive. I'll check that. That might be part of the reason for what you just said. And yes, it is. North Garland's held the ball a lot of this second half. I'll have that time of possession in just a moment. 1st and 10.
Boom! Oh, my
Wheaton
goodness.
takes the handoff and downed immediately. And big number 35 with one more tackle tonight for North Garland, Tyrese Hudson. He's been in that backfield often tonight.
He's done a great job, not only in the backfield, but he's been able to string the defensive plays out to the sideline, and nobody's been able to get around him. And Lakeview's great at running these guys in motion and handing it off and letting West get to the outside, and he's not allowed it tonight.
North Garland's held the ball for 9 of the 14 minutes here in the second half. Pass on the deep slant, incomplete. Haro Miranda took a shot to the midsection on the incompletion, and he is down on his back at the 48. Let's take a timeout for the injury. 8:34 left, 4th quarter. 21-17, Lakeview Centennial over North Garland. Back with more here on GRS TV. Again, Haro Miranda looks like he'll be back. Just maybe had the wind knocked out of him there. Bobby, that happened to me in YMCA football. Somebody just landed on my stomach after I was down, and that's not much fun.
That's when you went into broadcasting?
Yeah, at the age of 7. Jones looks to throw. Caught, wide open, West.
Big play.
First down. He tries to cut it up the field. That'll buy him an extra 5. All the way to the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 23 and a Lakeview first down.
Boy, that's
13, excuse me.
That's a heartbreaker right there when you got them 3rd and 13. And they make a play like that, but beautiful throw.
Good point. In other words, you don't want to give them a first down on 3rd and 13, especially when you're trying to come from behind. Now they get more time to run clock time. We're nearing the 8-minute mark, 4th quarter. Cut it up, Sneed. Cut it out, Sneed to the 35. Great pickup of 8 on first down.
Yeah, I like the play call Kendall Miller just put in there. They lined up everybody on the line of scrimmage and overpowered North Garland's right side. I mean, they just had more blue jerseys than they did white jerseys and was able to run the ball there.
And all of a sudden they're going quickly, trying to tire this North Garland defense. It might be working. 3 receivers out to the left. Jones,
Oh, big
he's
hit.
hit big and incomplete. He's lucky he got it off and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And Jones is lucky that he's okay.
Oh, but he delivered a perfect ball to West
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
amazing.
I mean, you just, when you get hit like that, you really want your receivers catching it for you.
Yeah, I mean, to take the shot that he did,
that ball was
at
right
least
there.
they could have caught the ball, right? I'm going to take this shot, so here, catch it.
Yeah.
Almost a free play, as I like to say, Bobby, on 3rd and 1.5 yards needed here.
Yeah,
I think
they're
though,
smart.
they're just going to hand it and try and get the first
That's
down.
exactly what I would say. You
Yeah.
just go to that wide side of the field and see if you can outrun everybody to the side.
Yeah, why get tricky when you got a 4-point lead and you need to run the clock? Wheaton's got it, tripped up, but a first down to the 31. Pretty good open field tackle because that could have gone for big yardage, but he was tripped up by Devin Barrett, one of the 2 Barrett kids. Pretty good blocking there, right side of the line.
Yeah, I think the Raiders thought the ball was going to go to the other side of the field, so it was just a good call. They had everybody lined up like they were going to go left, and they went right.
Tick-tock, 7:17, 7:16 on that 4th quarter clock. Lakeview trying to run out the clock and
free play.
win this ball game. They're going to kill it, though. There was contact, so you've got to kill the play dead.
Well, I think West right there wishes that he had that play over because they run him in motion, fake the handoff to him, and then he takes it up and out.
False start on the offense.
By
5
the way,
yards, still, first down.
I just noticed something on the official list here, Bobby. You know how I like Drybread, Mike Drybread, who does some games here, that name. Here's the opposite of Drybread. We actually have a John Smith as the head linesman tonight.
About that.
15 yards to go for Lakeview.
Officiating crew's done a good job tonight. 1st and 15 as they restart the clock. I'd work that play clock down. They got it under 10 seconds for the stamp. Middle screen, but smelling it out, and Ibanamba has had a big night as he makes another tackle, number 1.
Boy, that was a great play by the defense. They had it sniffed out from the get-go because it was definitely a screen. Everybody blocks, then lets him go. And then number 1 was sitting there waiting for it. Uzo.
Well, the down marker says 2nd, I believe. Yeah, it is 2nd and 16, excuse me.
17 yards
Well, this has just been a really good game tonight.
Outstanding from the get-go.
Good defense, some good offense, great plays.
North Garland showing they're even more competitive this year than they were last year, and trying to pull the upset and stay in the playoff hunt, but they're running out of time.
Oh, they got him.
Oh, Jones kept it.
Oh,
Oh, Bobby.
tricky.
Jones was trying to fool Bobby George and
He
everybody
got me.
else.
Did he
and
get the
got
first?
Bobby.
No, he stepped out 5 short, I believe.
4 short, but he got another down to go. If you're Lakeview, they're just going to go for it here. They're not going to try and kick it, I'm sure.
Boy, that's how you run the read option right there. You get those defensive ends crashing down on that run, and then you just sneak out to the right side. Boy, beautiful.
And you have your color man saying handoff.
Oh, he got me.
Oh, that's what I loved about it, is the way he fooled you. 4th, make it 3rd and 4. Probably 4-down territory to Lakeview. Clock stopped as he ran out of bounds on the play.
3 seconds. You better snap it.
And they do. He did hand it to Wheaton. First down, and Wheaton will be downed inside the 20, but they'll stop the clock, move the chains, and restart the clock.
But, you know, that's what we were talking earlier about Aguilar not ever doing that. You know, you have that play, and that's what breaks it right here up the middle, is because they couldn't crash down on the run. They had to really watch for Jones to break it outside and keep it. So, you know, it keeps them honest, and it opens up the middle.
1st and 10 at the 18. 5.5 minutes left. Lakeview doing exactly what they needed. Time-consuming drive as Wheaton is chopped down as he tried to turn the corner. Great open field chop. Let's see who got it.
Thank his goodness.
Oh, great job by that kid. He played off the block at the same time he made the tackle.
Yeah, it was beautiful. He was getting blocked the whole time, and he sees the run, and he still reaches out and gets the tackle.
That is strength, Bobby. Watch this on the replay. There he is right there. Wow.
I think that's goodness, the sophomore.
Yes. Half his body was being blocked. The other half was tripping up the ball carrier.
Got to love that kind of effort. Beautiful job.
2nd and 9.
Boy, they got the post corner wide open right there.
Jones keeps it on the option, fighting for more inside the 10, and he may have the first down. He's right at the point needed.
Well, Jones is really figuring out how to run that read option. See, he's crashed down. Okay, let's take it right up here.
You know, I think this is the best I've seen him running the option this year. He may have developed a new part of his game tonight.
Yeah, it's working for him, and it's really been on this drive.
This drive started back at the 31 of Lakeview with 10:01 on the clock, and they're working on a 6-minute drive here in the next few seconds. Just exactly what they needed late in the fourth quarter now. This may win it, as long as they don't turn it over. Jones looking for yardage, but he's going to be spun down after a 2-yard gain.
And I doubt they're going to throw the ball. As good as they're running it, they just keep running it.
And they better not go out of bounds if I'm Kendall Miller.
Yeah, you want to keep that clock running.
By the way, your favorite number 65 made the tackle. I'm sure that interests you, Giovanni Canales. Going to work that play clock. Kendall Miller might just take a timeout here. It's under 20, though. 3:45 on the big clock. 2nd and goal from the 7. Looks like they're going to run a play. We're at 10 on the play.
They are
Jones
throwing it.
Hit as he throws. Incomplete. Ooh. And here come 2, 3, 4 late penalty markers.
Definitely.
Hey, this might be targeting or whatever the term is.
Defensive pass, interference.
Nope, interference.
Be a spot foul, automatic first down.
Have you ever seen so many officials see the same thing and throw their flags at the same time?
It was pretty obvious, though. He was going up to catch it when he got hit in the back. I mean,
You've heard the old term, it's raining penalty flags. Well, it was pouring right there.
I just
couldn't believe. Here they come. One. Well, we can't see the other two.
I couldn't believe they even threw the ball right there. I mean, did you see the chance of that? I mean, he got hit as soon as he threw it because you could have had a fumble, interception, anything could have happened right there. As good as they're running it and stopping the clock, I don't know. That play was just kind of odd.
1st and goal, 13th play of the drive. Wheaton wants the end zone, but he's a yard short just as well when you think about it, Bobby. Now they can run some more time and keep the clock going.
Well, the freshman is just so good. And you see his stutter step and everything. I mean, he makes nothing out of something. I'm feeding him the ball the rest of the plays, man.
A touchdown would pretty much put the capper on this one and put Lakeview in the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row. Before last year, they hadn't made the playoffs since I think the mid-70s or mid-80s. Now all of a sudden they're going to go 2 years in a row if they can win this game. Herford, did he get it? They're going to mark him short.
Short, hey.
Keep that clock running. I know they'd rather score, but it's kind of interesting. North Garland just hanging in there by the chin of their chin at the 1-yard line. I mean, their postseason hopes are hinging on the 1-yard line right now. And we got a timeout taken by North Garland. Don't worry, folks. You won't miss a thing. We're going to take a break and be right back. 2:37, fourth quarter. Lakeview 21, North Garland 17 on GRS TV. As you can see the ball down there, almost the middle of the screen. It looks like it's almost in the end zone. It's about the 3rd-yard line. And here come the Patriots with a 3rd and goal. They run up to the line, and now they pull up.
What did they do?
Took a timeout, maybe? I thought Jones was signaling for a timeout. That was interesting. I think they wanted to maybe draw North Garland off sides. I don't know, but here they come again. 50 and 72 in the backfield. Jones, keeper.
I mean, his whole body's in the end zone.
Touchdown from the line judge.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Lakeview. That should win it for the Patriots. Although it's not over yet with 2:35 left. It's a 10-point lead, a 2-possession game. An 11-point lead with the extra point would mean North would have to score 2 touchdowns with 2:35 left.
It's just hard to stop that right there.
So this is a pretty big extra point coming.
That looked like a rugby scrub.
What a drive, and now we got an injured Raider. Let me tell you the drive. 13, 14 plays, 69 yards, and they used 7.5 minutes off the clock. They needed to kill time. They didn't even need to score. They just needed to kill the clock, Bobby. And what a job by Lakeview, just running it over North Garland when they needed to.
Yeah, that was their best drive, absolutely, of the game. And they were able to run the read option to perfection.
Why don't we take another break? 2:35 left, 27-17. Lakeview back in a moment on GRS TV. After the injury, Osorio with the all-important extra point to make it an 11-point Lakeview lead. Lakeview Centennial trying to pull away tonight. It is up. It looks good. It is good. So North Garland will need 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes 35 seconds. Or Lakeview Centennial will move on to the playoffs and eliminate the Raiders. 2:35 left here on GRS TV. And we're back at Homer B. Johnson. Bobby, really a good game tonight. Actually, the score right now is not a good indicator of how good this game has been. 28-17.
It's been so close. First downs, both teams have 15 first downs, and total yards, 291 to 286. How about that?
Hey, that's pretty close.
That's a close game right there.
There's your indicator of the game right there.
That was an important extra point. That made it an 11-point game. So now you have to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was a touchdown and a field goal to tie. Short kick, short return. North will start at their 34. And with only 1 timeout left. Already burned 2.
Yeah, so now it's going to be difficult to throw over the top because Lakeview is going to have to set back. They'll set their corners probably about 10 yards so they can't get beat deep. And they'll probably play a safety over the top of it.
Yeah, I would think a 5-yard gain is a good thing. They're not real deep, but they got 2 safeties that are deep.
Yeah, I got safeties. 2 safeties are going to be 15 to 20 yards deep when they start it. And their corners are going to play an umbrella at about 10, 12 yards.
Although the ones on the right side with a couple of split ends are playing pretty tight coverage. But, yeah, over here on the wide side of the field, they're pretty loose. catch, Jones.
Out of bounds.
Just what you said.
Oh, he
Give
didn't
him a
get out of
short gain.
bounds. Come on now, you got to think about things.
He had every opportunity to go out of bounds and was not thinking.
Don't be the hero. You got to just work as a team there. You got to get out of bounds. That's why they throw it to the outside.
Gain
so
of
you
7.
catch it and get out.
Good point. If he had thrown it in, then cut it in. 4 men in front, everything else spread out. Yeah, the safety's getting deeper as we watch. Aguilera, trouble with the snap. May not have been a good snap, and he just falls on it. And we're under 2 minutes and counting. And North is going to use their final timeout. Somebody has stopped the clock. Yeah, I think North is taking it, although
there
we
you go,
have no. Do you have an official signal?
Timeout. Charging North Garland.
There you go. 1:53, timeout, 28-17, Lakeview Centennial over North Garland on GRS TV.
That is the first. That is the third.
Back to play, North Garland, 3rd and 9. Pass to the sideline incomplete, too tall for Matthews, and 4th and 9. Will North Garland go or punt? I think they need to go, but you know, this deep in their own territory, you never know.
Yeah, I think the game's over if you don't, because there's only 1:49. You can't stop the clock. You got 30 seconds between each play. The game would be over if you don't. You have to go for it.
Yeah, no timeouts doesn't help anything. Even if they had 3, I feel like you got to go for it. Absolutely.
It's a two-possession. It's two possession game now.
4th and 9. Way too tall, almost picked off by a diving Waddleton, who's had a big night. And Lakeview will take over. Nope, we got a penalty marker. They may not be taking over right now. Let's see what the call is. Otherwise, this game's about over if it's against North Garland.
Personal foul.
Personal foul.
Shot block.
And it is.
Penalty is declined.
Should be ball game.
Ball goes over on down.
Lakeview will need to run a couple of plays.
Patriots take over on 35-yard.
Hey, any final stats of interest? Anything stands out? It's a good time to do that, I think.
Well, like we were saying, total yards 291 to 286. It's almost the exact same. They were such a close game. And passing yards, 148 for the Red Raiders, 109 for Lakeview, 11 of 24 and 8 of 16 comparatively. So 143 yards rushing for the Red Raiders, 177 for Lakeview. So really just a close game right there. I think the biggest thing was the 2 interceptions. That was the main thing. They had that one interception that went for a touchdown that kind of changed the ball game right there, and then that last drive for Lakeview was the backbreaker.
125. 2nd and 15.
Got to say, Trey Taylor, 73 yards on 14 attempts.
A lot of that in the first half.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Nuanai, 8 for 67. And then receiving, Looper had a great game. 5 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
Boy, it seems like more, doesn't it?
And Barrett, boy, he had a great run for a touchdown. 3 receptions, 52 yards, and that reception that he carried the defender for a touchdown. So those are the players of the game on North Garland. And you got to give Jalen Jones a lot of credit. That last drive was exceptional for his team. He was 8 of 16 in the air, only 109 for a touchdown, but boy, he had that great couple of runs there at the end, 10 runs for 26 yards and a touchdown there. And then Sneed, as always, 6 attempts, 82 yards, a touchdown. Wheaton, 13 for 60. And so their running game was on track. Zamarian West and Porter and Sneed all had a good game. And boy, they are in the playoffs and celebrating. So wonderful deal there.
Yeah, they just threw the Gator Kendall Miller, the head coach of Lakeview, because again, this clinches a playoff berth tonight for Lakeview. They're second in a row after not going since, I believe, the mid-70s. So that's how important this win is to Lakeview tonight. They improved to 4-4, 3-1 in district. Shoot, they've still got a chance for the district championship, Bobby.
You don't think they think that was an important win? They've been talking about it all week. They wanted to win this to get in this
Absolutely.
playoffs.
North Garland, they fall to, I believe, what, 1-8 or 2-7. But they've got a non-district and a district win on their ledger, and they fall to 1-4 and out of the playoff hunt. But good effort tonight by Coach Castillo's group here at North Garland. A heck of a ball game, Bobby. A very enjoyable Thursday night ball game.
I thought North Garland played one of their best games of the season.
I really do, too. Unfortunately, they came up short. Our final, again, Lakeview Centennial 21, North Garland 17 for Bobby George and our entire crew that does such a good job here at GRS TV. Thank you for listening from Homer B. Johnson Stadium. I'm Scott Powell. So long, everybody.